Hello and welcome to another episode of the In-Depth series. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. The Adani Group has clinched the Dharavi Redevelopment Project. Dharavi, one of the largest slums in the world, is going to be redeveloped and there are going to be impacts and certain concerns. Now we will discuss it from the perspective of GS Mains paper 2nd and 3rd and also from the perspective of prelims. First of all, let us know about Dharavi. It is one of the world's largest slums in the financial capital of India, Mumbai. It is a city within a city. It's like that. And while the land, which is an area of 535 acres, is owned by the government, the houses are developed by or built by the individuals. The history of Dharavi goes back to 1884. Only fisher folks back then used to live there because it was basically a swamp. So it was nearness to the livelihood. But what happened, as the time passed, more and more people from South Mumbai and other areas started getting attracted to Dharavi when the swamp started to fill up. And today, an estimated 600,000 to 1 million people live in Dharavi. Moving ahead, now according to Lonely Planet, 60% of Mumbai's population lives in slums and the largest slum in Dharavi. And because of the cheap and affordable options Dharavi provides to those who are migrant workers or somebody who is a homeless, it becomes very attractive. So more and more people come along. So rents here can be as low as rupees 185 only. Moving ahead, now as we talk about the socio-economic development or the scenario, it lies close to Bandra Kurla complex. So it is very close to Mumbai's two main suburban rail lines. That makes it possible for people to commute when they have to go to work. And there are many thriving small scale industries that are there in Dharavi. It can range from embroidered garments, export quality leather goods, pottery and plastics as well. And it is highly multi-religious, multi-ethnic as well as diverse settlement. It does not matter if you belong to any religious or ethnic group, you can live together in slum like Dharavi. One of the most literate slum cities in India. The literacy rate is 69%. That's a whopping amount. Moving ahead, now if we talk about the people and how they have survived. They survived a widespread plague in 1896 and also coronavirus recently. But there are less provisions of proper sanitization, drains, safe drinking water, roads and other basic activities. Now Dharavi became the favorite tourist experience of 2019, even beating the Taj Mahal, because this is known as slum tourism. Moving ahead, if we have to talk about the Dharavi's development project, the governments from various times, various different governments, they wanted to develop Dharavi, and it all started in 1950, but there was not enough support financially and politically that was inclined towards Dharavi's development. It could not take any form of shape. But they had this vision of transforming the slum into a modern township where proper housing, shopping complexes, hospitals and schools could exist. And it is estimated the project will cost $2.1 billion. Now comes Dharavi Redevelopment Project. Now this particular project has been clinched by Adani Group, and the slum sprawl spread over 2.8 square kilometer. It is home to an informal leather and pottery industry, and the state government back then had envisaged this. The BJP Shiv Sena government had envisaged that this sprawl should be transformed into a cluster of high rises, and urban infrastructure should be improved, and it also entailed resettling 68,000 people. They also wanted to provide 300 square feet houses for free to people who could show with the help of any document that their own slum structure was in existence before January 1, 2000. But the state will provide these houses for a price to those people who settled in Dharavi between 2000 and 2011. Okay. Moving ahead, now if we talk about other important points, when global bid was asked with respect to redevelopment project, not only Adani Infra but Dubai-based Settling Group also responded back then. So in 2018, you see, government says it will become the stakeholder in project. Government stake should be 20%, and estimated project cost was to 22,000 crore to 28,000 crore. Target years were 7 years, and buildings height to vary from 60 meters in north to 110 meters in the south. Okay, so it all started in 2018, the proper implementation. Before that also some things were going on, but it is not very important from the perspective of your examination. Okay, so moving ahead now, let's talk about in 1999, it was for the first time ever proposed that a redevelopment project should be there. The Maharashtra government in 2003-04 decided to redevelop Dharavi, and it was decided to develop it by using a land as a resource to put the subsidy at the cost of development. So it was a sustainable model according to them. Though a sale component on the basis of the slum rehabilitation scheme was also proposed. There was the creation of a special planning authority that completely dedicates its attention to the redevelopment of Dharavi. In 2011, the government although cancelled the tenders. Moving ahead now, in 2018, the BJP Sena government formed a special purpose vehicle for Dharavi. A special purpose vehicle is basically the funding vehicle for some special sub-project or some special purpose. Okay, and it was notified for the redevelopment project, and global tenders were invited, in which, as I told you, Dubai-based industry also came into existence, as in wanted to bid for it. There are certain impacts. Economic impacts would be, of course, the polishing of the already existing industries. The living standards of people might improve, and the product quality will also improve. It can also become export worthy. With respect to social, whenever economic, you can say, standards improve, social standards start improving as well. So the children who will go to school, who will be well educated, will also be socially more aware. There is also a political tint to it. Whenever such kind of development projects are done, of course, the political costs are also withdrawn from it. So people might become politically aware if they get a redevelopment project of this sort. But there are also certain other concerns. Housing, as it won't be provided for all, documentation is important, and if they are going to be provided, it will be for a price, right? Ease of living might also get compromised if a redevelopment project of Adani Group and Adani infrastructure is there. Of course, the movement of migrants from some other place to this particular slum won't be that easy. This is one of the concerns, but it is also good, because a slum, when it gets overloaded, there is a compromise with health, sanitation, and infrastructure development, which is not sustainable in nature. It can also show that divisions within these slums can also occur, and I am here trying to talk about economic divisions, social division, and specifically political divisions. Political divisions in such a diverse group, as I told you, is so easy to exploit. So it can also be there that Dharavi's social and ethnic diversity might also get changed. Moving ahead now, let's talk about the question. Identify the factors that highlight the steps taken to counter the menace of growing slums along with rapid pace of urbanization in India. Try to write it in 250 words. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.